1140 The Fan.
Talkin Money. Talkin Money.
Let's rejoin your host, Jeff Tarbell, and Talkin Money.
Skis, huh? Great. The yours?
You got my mind. There we go. We were trying to play the rejoiner. If you get it working, Chris, put it back on. That's fine. We were trying to play the rejoin from Dumb and Dumber, but I could barely hear it even here. This is too soft, huh? You got it or no?
Nope, it's
No,
not working.
It's not working. Okay, we were gonna play that. Are those your skis? Both of them? Did we get a winner? No way. You thought this was the impossible. See, the four listeners to this show, 3 of them are geniuses. The other one is trying to figure out what station we're on. But the quiz question was, in the last 4 seasons, in which season did snowboard sales outnumber alpine ski sales? And the answer is never. Yeah. Eat that, snowboarders. Never happened and never will. But it was pretty close in 2008. There was 431,000 snowboard sales in 2008 and 443 skis. But by comparison, that has drifted way off, and now alpine skis are over 500,000 and snowboards are under 400,000. So
See, it's an even number, so I think they count as 2.
they count as 2. Yeah, it could be. They got both skis. So anyway, that was our trick quiz question. If you got that right, congratulations to you, or the internet is working, or you have a ski magazine like I do, and you still the same page. This cracks me up. This is a little caption at the bottom titled "The Ministry of Flattery." The tiny village of Hallstatt in the Australian Alps has long been a favorite of Chinese tourists. So locals were shocked to learn that some of those visitors turned out to be spies. They were sent to the village to take detailed photos and exact measurements of the entire village, so a real estate company could build an exact replica in China as a high-end residential development. So there was Chinese spies in this little village of Australia, and they were there only to take pictures, and they measured every inch of the village exactly. And then a guy in China rebuilt the exact same village in China as the development. That takes a lot of time. You missed a minute of this show, you miss a lot, don't you? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Our text line is going crazy here today. Jeff, can you teach me how to Dougie? I cannot teach you how to Dougie. The fact that I know what a Dougie is enough to have my man card ripped from me and beaten in the back parking lot. But I do know what a Dougie is. I do not know how to teach you how to Dougie. They can teach you that up at Impulse Dance in Roseville. They can teach you how to Dougie up there. Jeff, I have bad credit and I'm tired of living like this. I'm desperate. What can I do? Really, if you're in a credit situation where you don't just have like old credit problems and you just have a bad score. I mean, you are living under the thumb or maybe the iron fist of creditors, and you're just not seeing an end to the game. It is time to be realistic about that and really look at talking to a bankruptcy attorney. As much as I believe in paying your obligations and I believe in paying your debts and make sure you live up to your responsibilities, at some point in time, reality must set in. And if it's not going to happen, sticking your head in the sand or hiding from them for years and years and years just makes you look like a flake. And you're better off to just go after it. If that means you have to discharge it, either Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, or reorganize it, whatever you got to do to deal with it, believe me, the peace of mind difference for you just to put an end to it or get a resolution to it is going to be worth its weight in gold. But running from it, and I'm not suggesting this person is because clearly they're trying to get an answer, running from it is not the answer. So, call up a bankruptcy attorney. There's no cost to call somebody up and just say, here's my situation, kind of just barf it out on the table in front of them and then let them they'll either tell you, look, we can't help you or you need immediate help, but at least check into it. Off the text line, I paid over $1,200 to collection agencies on an $875 bill to a cell phone company. They then came back 4 months later with a different collection agency and wanted $500 more. What do you suggest I do? Go to a landline. I mean, that collection agencies are very difficult. Because you'll see the same. I mean, and this is almost the exact example I use to high school kids in the credit class, and I always use it with like a cable box. You get the cable box and you rent your first apartment, and you got cable in there, and you got the little box, and you move out, and you forget to return the cable box. And they send you a little letter saying, hey, send us the box or we're going to bill you $300. And you're 19 and a half or you're 21, and either the letter didn't get to you or you're like, invincible. You're like, I'm not going to return that box. Forget them. They can come find me. And they don't come find you. They don't care. That bill gets sold to another collection agency. Now it's $350, and then it's $400. And then like, 7 or 8 years later, you come and you want to buy a house. And there's this $1,000 collection on your report. It's been going on for the last 8 years, and it makes you look like like you have some massive debt. And so over this stupid little issue, you could have resolved in 15 minutes by returning the box or just paying the bill. And it's the same. And these bills get rolled over, and another company gets it. They buy it for 5 cents on the dollar, and it just goes on and on and on. And you look at someone's credit report, and there's like 19 of these things. It's the same damn issue, but it's been sold over and resold over at different amounts, and it is such a nuisance that you got to figure out a way to put to an end to it. And you already paid $1,200. That seems like a lot. But maybe you can go to the other company and say, here's my receipt. I already paid this. But that's why when I mentioned earlier, sometimes I resort to these attorney-based groups because they seem to have a little different, I guess just a little bigger hammer. They know the law. I mean, that's really what it is. They know the law. And they can go back to these companies and say, hey, we're going to sue you for messing up my credit. I already paid this bill, and I'm going to come after you. And now you defend yourself. It changes the tables a little bit. And yeah, you got to pay for that kind of service, but at some point in time, you got to say enough's enough. So good text there at 441140. We got a couple phone lines open and a couple people holding. Let's see if we can get to Jason real quick. Hey, Jason, how you doing?
How you doing, Jeff? Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
Well, we have a home loan. We went through Cal FHA, several years ago. Just about 6%. One mortgage, one loan. And my wife lost her job, so we went ahead and did the, what was that program? It was through Obama, where, they would knock down the percentage to 3% for a period of 5 years.
Yep.
And then they'll go up 1% every year as long as you don't default or whatnot. And we've been, on that program so far. Is there anything we could do? Because that seems like it's kind of a temporary fix. I kind of overheard, on our way in, about that one gentleman that had a $350,000 loan. That's pretty much where we're at. Is there anything that we can do, like refi-wise? Because we're upside down. It's probably worth only like $220 right now.
Yeah, and so the gentleman that you heard I was referring to on the text line had a Freddie Mac loan, and so the Fannie and Freddie and the FHA, they all have their own rules. Cal HAFA, I believe, holds all their own loans. The only thing you can do is to call Cal HAFA back directly. I'm gonna put him back on hold. I'm just getting a bunch of he'll be able to hear us. Just leave him there. I'm getting all kinds of wind noise though. So Cal HAFA has their own programs, and I don't know what they're doing. Cal HAFA is really a state bond program, so you can call them back and say, thank you so much for helping getting us from 6 to 3%, but now my wife's lost her job or I'm upside down. Is there any kind of a modification? I don't know what the answer to that is. My gut reaction is probably not, but I don't know what they would do if you were way behind. If you were way behind and couldn't, and were trying to catch up. I don't know if they would just do a modification or not, because I don't know where the money would come from. It would mean that the bondholders that are carrying that mortgage wouldn't get their money, and I don't know that the Cal HAFA can make that decision. So that's a tough one. It's certainly, and I this goes for any lender on any loan program anywhere, and it's very difficult to do. I know, but there's nothing wrong with calling your existing lender and saying, I'm really having some troubles. I don't want to just stop sending you payments, but do you have a program or a plan for me that we can discuss? And I know it's hard. It's just getting someone to talk to is the hardest problem. That's why I get so many calls on these loans, because at least you can get a hold of me. But it's difficult. But on the Cal HAFA stuff, there really is no other option. You got to go back to Cal HAFA and ask them what options there are, if any. And there may not be any. There just may not be any. So that might be the tough part. I did see we got to take one more break here, and I got one more quiz question for you. I did notice that Fannie and Freddie, out of the kindness of their heart, are going to suspend evictions and foreclosures from the holidays. So from the weeks of December 19th to January 2nd, for about 2 weeks, they won't foreclose on you or take your home from you during the Christmas. But after New Year's, you're going to take one upside the head again. So I don't get this. I mean, why come out with a big announcement? We're not going to foreclose on you for this 14 days of Christmas and New Year's. But after that, you're screwed. We're coming after you. I mean, it's just okay. I guess it's a Christmas holiday, but if you're in foreclosure, I don't know that changes. The 14 days changes your. I guess they won't physically take your house during Christmas. They'll wait until New Year's is over. But before the Super Bowl, you're going to be out. So anyway, so Fannie and Freddie going to extend a Christmas holiday to you. No foreclosures for a 2-week period. Streamline refinance. Okay, I got to read some more of these texts. All kinds of texts rolling in. Everybody's texting today. That's fine. 441140. You can do it. I'm a good reader. I just can't read and write or talk. But I can talk and read. Well, our last quiz question of the day. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Or you can text us because you're so darn good at that at 441140. We used to actually have people call this show. Remember that for the text line? I'm not sure. Is text good or bad? What do you think, Chris? You like the text line?
Any idiot could say something on the text.
Yeah, you do get a fair number of those. You do get a fair number, but it's fine. People just aren't comfortable get on the phone. So here's my there's all kinds of these here. Let's go with this one here. So the most popular retail product in search engine requests or looking for items in the past 4 weeks. So basically, what are people shopping for the most or searching for? Retail product. And they do distinguish this differently from apparel and I don't know whether they put I guess they put toys in the retail product as well. So I guess they put apparel separately. So the most popular or most searched retail product in the last 4 weeks online is what? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. I call it a cheap knockoff, but that's just me. Or you can text us at 441140. My name is none of your business. We'll be right back.